MV Augusta. Oh, he's having a look past Curry, but Curry, you could see how late he was in the brakes, and then also you could see there that Collier had made a mistake, number 40. Sorry, Joe Francis had made a mistake, number 40. He qualified, great qualifying him on the front row.
And Keith Farmer's back through to 6th place. Farmer gets the better of Joe Francis and moves back through to 6th.
Yeah, and Allingham there, number 95 in 3rd, 2nd in the championship. He just set the fastest up the race. The first man in the 137s, as you can see there, Jody Chester got that 999. So, you know, he is desperate to not let them go.
Oh, look at this, Jeff. Oh, the front wheel airborne as the Bucking MV comes across that nasty ridge through Island Bend, and that catapults Dublin and Jack Kennedy, number 4, through into 4th place ahead of Ben Curry.
Yeah, it's great to see from Jack Kennedy, and he just keeps handicapping himself from such a poor start at the moment.
Yeah.
He could kind of get away with these guys. I'm almost positive he could run with them, but he's not getting the best of starts. He has so much work to do.
So number 4, Jack Kennedy, get himself in the mix. A 28-year-old now on the Clienti course at MV Augusta, as we watch the battle going on at the front with Andy Irwin putting pressure on.
Yeah, Irwin's much closer to this lap. I think that we might have him, he might have a little look at Lodge on this next lap, because he's closer than he has been. It's important, you've got to stay close coming out of here of Druids. And you can see Mackenzie really strong through there, and over the bump is probably a little bit more composed, and he just loses too much time, so he can't quite be in a position there, and that's going to be good for Mackenzie on the last lap if it comes down to a straight fight between those two, because he just seems to have this better technique or better bike setup. He just looks more comfortable over the difficult Druids. Oh, I could hear something there. Was that?
That was me. Got an intake of breath from me as I watched Keith Farmer booking his way into D Elite there, James, because he's wound his way back into the frame past Ben Curry, and he's now pressing Jack Kennedy as we drop down again through Cascades. And yeah, you're so right about the fact that Andy Irwin is just to get close enough to attack is his big problem.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at that.
Kennedy again has the pace on the MV, but this time Farmer holds the line.
Yeah. I was going to say, Allingham again has set the fast lap. He was 138.0 on that lap. So again, he just pulled himself back into Mackenzie and Irwin, who looked like they're gone. And yeah, Allingham has been doing everything he can at the front to try and close them back, as we have a look at the 2 Irishmen again. But you can see Allingham is nearly back in touch with these boys. Yeah, 3.5 laps to go. This is the bit where there's a couple of spots of rain, not wetting the track, but you know, just enough to make you think slightly.
Well, that will definitely favour the man in 4th place, Keith Farmer, as a former Irish Winter Series Supermoto champion a couple of times over. He doesn't mind having a motorcycle sliding around underneath him. Incidentally, his team boss, team owner, Robin Appleyard, very impressive, out cycling this morning round the track with a proper sweat on. Oh, and we got a faller. One of the Wiggly boys has gone down. That's number 66, Kurt Wiggly, one of the Wiggly racing twins from Cannock in Staffordshire. He was lying in 16th place.
Oh, he's having a little... It was a bit of a scrappy peep that he had. He had a look. You can see the bike wiggling around there as yeah, they're just about to start lap 10. And again, is he going to have a little look here? Mackenzie seems so strong on here, though. Look at the bike skipping over those bumps. Such a late entry. He really is riding superbly, but Irwin is not giving up.
Immense confidence from little Taron Mackenzie, number 1. The way the bike was skittering through the entrance. Where's he going? Oh, dear me, you don't want to be on... Surely, if it's damp, you don't want to be on those curbs, James.
No, you don't want to do it like that. But
that's cost him. Here comes Allingham.
It was more, he'd gone in a little bit hot. Yeah. Oh, God, but he's fast there. He does scare you sometimes. He's an exciting rider to watch, but he made a little bit of a mistake there, and it just he tried to sweep it. He's shaking his hand now. He's getting a... Was he lifting his hand to signal something, or was that frustration? And he has to be a little bit careful out here. But Allingham's been setting a good pace. He could do worse than letting Allingham see if he can just suck him back up to Mackenzie. Allingham, they're putting their hands up. No, they're putting it up for the rain. So
and that gave Andrew Irwin the tide. The 22-year-old from Carrickfergus, the youngest of the three racing brothers, nips through on the drop down then. And David Allingham, he's going to have to keep concentrated and keep going on the EHA Racing Yamaha, the blue and white bike, in third place now.
Yeah, well, you can see, he's on the odd spots. We've got very dark sky in places, but it's at the moment Mackenzie, who is leading, just one little spot on the lens there. Mackenzie's leading, hasn't signalled, but we are at 2/3 Dixon. Mackenzie's just flashed his hand up as well by the looks of it, so they are starting to signal. If it was stopped now, it would be a result. So let's have a close look as we cross the line.
And as Mackenzie crosses the line, he puts his hand up as if he's saying, I want to stop this, but I'm enjoying this. Come on, Keith Farmer crosses the line. Fastest lap of the race was by Allingham. Fastest man on that lap, 39.2, was Jack Kennedy. But the red flag's gone out. The red flag's gone out. And that stabilises the verdict in Mackenzie's favour. Mackenzie, Irwin, Allingham, Farmer, Kennedy, 4 Irish lads, 3 of them Ulster boys, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th ahead of Ben Curry in 6th. And they look pretty happy with that. And Neil Mackenzie just looks very relieved.
Well, the thing is, obviously, it's such you have to be very careful on this track. And it's the marshals. It's actually the marshals that have called it in from around Charlotte and Ireland. So what's starting to rain there? They dropped off a good 2, nearly 3 seconds. So it was starting to affect it, and much better on a track like this that you call it in safety. And Mackenzie keeps up. Look at that, 5 wins out of 5, Jack. Incredible, right?
It is, and there was a foot waved in acknowledgement of his prowess from number 4, Jack Kennedy, as the Dubliner pulled past on their slowing down lap. So Taron Mackenzie keeps his clean bill of health going. He just keeps on winning. A lad who, number 1, who excelled at sports, played midfield throughout his school years for the local youth team, Marlborough Rovers, and was even the 60-metre sprint record holder at Ashby Ivanhoe School. So a kid with all-round athletic ability. Fastest lap goes to David Allingham. He will start the EHA Racing Yamaha on pole position tomorrow, James, for the feature race. Yeah, well, second in the championship, he showed his intent. I mean, you can't help but feel slightly cheated sitting here, though, can we? Just again, as it was just hotting up, and I think that both Irwin and Allingham had still got some shots left in them, and I don't think it was done by Mackenzie by any means, but which is a shame. But as we said, there was no choice for the organisers. It had to be stopped when it's dangerous. You can see how grey and dark it is there. So as spots of rain do begin to fall now, it's Taron Mackenzie who takes the win, ahead of Andy Irwin and David Allingham, with Keith Farmer in 4th place, Jack Kennedy on the 675 3-cylinder MV Augusta in 5th, ahead of Ben Curry's Kawasaki. Joe Francis Yamaha. Ross Twyman led the second wave, ahead of Jamie Perrin and Keenan Armstrong, the runner-up in last year's Superstock 600 Championship. Alex Persons Triumph, the second 3-cylinder 675 in the point scorers, is ahead of Matt Truelove, Tom Ward, Ryan Dixon, and Tommy Philp takes 15th place, and the final point ahead of the Wigan's Josh Daly, Londoner Sam Cox, Richard Stedman, James Henry and Jamie Devine. And the standings will make impressive reading for the McCann's Yamaha team. Taron Mackenzie, 125 points, and is now 49 points ahead of David Allingham, who's 6 points ahead of Andy Irwin, who is level with Keith Farmer. Ben Curry 2 points back in 5th. Ross Twyman in 6th place ahead of Joe Francis. Jack Kennedy in 8th. Jamie Perrin is on 28 points in 9th. Bjorn Espant rounds out that top 10. Exactly 100 points adrift of the leader. Keenan Armstrong leads the fresh new boys in 11th ahead of Sam Clark, Sam Wilford, Tom Ward and Tommy Philp in 15th place.